Hey, what is up guys, this is the Kung Fu Guy here, and today I'll be making a video about my complete street workout training program from zero to hero. Basically I'm going to take 2 months, July and August, which I'm out of the military right now, to really put attention to becoming stronger and having a better physiques and basically becoming a hero. So I decided that I'll do the entire program out there to the internet, so people like me who are currently either injured and are in a zero position or are not training at all and want to start and don't know how to start to. And it's a street workout, meaning that you can do that at a street without paying any money to a gym membership or whatever you waste your money on. It's basically you go out to the street and there is some parks, maybe you can use the pull-up bar and the dip bar. That's all you need. You can find alternatives at your home if you really try to. But the point is to train completely loose. You don't have any borders to hold you, like the gym, so you have the stress as well that you'll be facing. So street workout is really good. I would recommend that any day. So let's get to it. So I'm going to use 2 months training program. I'm going to show it to you and hopefully some people will follow or at least get something from that video that I'm going to upload now about this. This is the first video. I'm going to be overviewing the entire program, the entire thing that I'm going to do, especially all the things that are behind the scenes, and of course I'll be uploading as well all the training itself and all this stuff, but this is the syllabus, you can say, for that training program. So let's get to it. Okay, first thing is our goals. No matter what you're doing, you always have to go first with your goals, the long-term goals. The long term is basically when I'm finishing that program. This is when I'll try to reach those things, and if I don't, either I didn't train good enough or I put an impossible goal, which is bad. Those goals are quite possible and I'm going to share them to you now. So the first one is a lean muscular body shape. It's very basic, you can understand that. Everyone wants to look good, look fit, and you can't do that with street workout. People think that you can. Of course you can. But I have 3 goals. This is the first one. This is the less likely to pay attention to. I don't really care about physics that much as I care about the other 2. So let's get to the second one. Second one is high performance for the military test that I'm going to take. So those of you who doesn't know, at the military I'm going to be doing a Krav Maga course and a sport instructor course to become an instructor for the soldiers themselves. I'm not a soldier, I'm not going to fight in the war. I don't want that. I want to be an instructor to teach those people or to teach anyone how to stay in good shape and be very, very athletic, and also about Krav Maga. That's what I'm doing, the Kung Fu Guy. I like martial arts, so Krav Maga, that's the dream, and I can only achieve that if I have high performance in my tests. And there's few tests of strength and cardio, which cardio is another thing. I'll be covering that in a different video. But for now we're focusing on the street workout as a body building program, not as cardio or strength. Of course strength, not endurance strength. So the goals are 50 perfect form push-ups in a row, and perfect form is basically when you're doing it the correct way, putting all the load on those specific muscles, the triceps, chest, some back, some core, basically doing it correctly without using momentum and other stuff. Same thing with pull-ups, 15 perfect form pull-ups. My best that I could have done before my injuries, over almost 6 months ago, I could do 18, that was my best. So also with 50 perfect push-ups I could do 60 or 70, I didn't really count. But the goals are not to overcome what I used to be, but good enough to be proud of myself. Doing 50 push-ups from 0 right now, 50 push-ups and 15 pull-ups in 2 months is quite a high goal. I might not be able to reach it, I'm not going to push myself too much hard and eventually injure myself again. Next thing is 5 momentum muscle ups. So this is the only thing that I'm not going to do perfect form. I don't think, even before I was injured, I couldn't do a good muscle up without momentum. And the point of momentum is basically using your legs. And if you can do a muscle up slowly with the transition, then well done. Right now I can't even do. I did, I think a month ago, just trying. I did a muscle up, but the point is not just doing those exercises. It's doing those few exercises, tough exercises, without injuring myself. So 15 pull-ups I can do right now, but I'll damage myself. So what's the point? The point is doing those exercises without any problem. Next thing is 10 perfect form leg raises, and that's on a pull-up bar. I'll be putting some clips right now from the past how I do 10 perfect form leg raises, which are not perfect yet because the legs isn't straight, but you know, there's not really a perfect form. It's basically the best you can do without using momentum or cheating with your bent knees or whatever. Next thing is 5 perfect form pistol squats. Now, pistol squats is my favorite exercise for legs, for quads strength, and it's a bit hip and the butt muscles basically. Oops. And I could do 10 of those, but again, if you don't do them correctly, I did 10 pistol squats, but not perfect form. Perfect form is doing them quite slowly, without using momentum. You're not reaching the ground and then going back up. Those are my goals in the performance for the military test. Of course, if I won't reach them, it's not like I failed myself, because the real goal is the third goal, which I'm going to reach right now. It's balanced muscles as possible. Now, all the first 2 goals, lean muscular body shape and high performance, are both really great achievements, right? But I think that after my experience with street workout and training in general, I know that it doesn't matter if you can do 1,000 push-ups but you damage yourself. What's the point? So I can only do 500 and not damage myself. I feel way stronger than you will. That's the whole point. Keeping a good posture, keeping a balanced muscular body. That's the real achievement. That's the real goal. And eventually, you won't get injured because your muscles are balanced, and you will get stronger because you have a balanced body. So it's a win-win situation. Just go less crazy and more smart. Okay? So I want to show you right now my previous achievement timeline. So this will be the guidance towards our training program. And the point is to show you exactly what happened to me in the past and why I decided to upload those videos and why I think that this could help people. Now, as you can see, there's 3 pictures right now. The first one is from the 9th to July in 2013. That was last year, actually, exactly last year. And the second picture is from the 29th to September, and the next picture is 29 to, I don't remember the name of this month in English, sorry. I feel so stupid right now. October, sorry. Okay, let's get back to work. So I'm going to show you exactly what happened. So at the first picture, that's when I decided to change. I decided I want to change my performance. It was when I got the message that I'm going to be at the tests for my military course. I mean, we all have to go through some tests, the simple tests, that if you pass it, you may go to where I got eventually, to becoming a sport instructor in the military, health and strength coach, basically for soldiers. And also, if you do that, you can also go to the Krav Maga, which this was my ambition when I went to those. So it was at the 9th to July. I decided that I want to become strong, and I also decided that I'll fail myself because that will give me the motivation to actually work out. Because if I see a picture from July and then a picture from September and it looks the same, then what's the point? So that's when I decided to change. I started to train a bit harder, and because I used to train a lot more, even before that picture, but I wasn't focusing on body shape. I was more doing Kung Fu and Krav Maga I didn't do that much back then, mostly Kung Fu, and that's when I started actually to work hard on cardio, on street workout, because I used to go to the gym as well, but it damaged my back a bit, so I decided that I'll pass it for this time. Not that I have any problem with gyms, I just think that street workout is almost as efficient as a gym will be. Even better, because there is no people around you to look at you doing less than they are or laugh at you. I don't know. I prefer street workout, and I hope you will too. Second thing is, on the 20th of September, which is 9 days before the next picture, I started my diet. Now, at first, back then, I wasn't really sure what I'm going to do with my diet. In that time period between July to 20 September, I used to eat as normal as I would before. I would just eat a bit more, protein, and focus on really not eating just carbs or sugars. But at the 20th to September, that's when I started. I said to myself, it was actually when I got because during that time I had the test in the military, so I got a positive answer. Yes, you are in our course. So that's when I decided, okay, I'm going to go hardcore when it comes to training. I'm going to become the best instructor in the military, stuff like that. That was my ambition. So that's when I started in 20th September to not eat any sugars, not to eat any junk food, really focusing on healthy, on what seems to be healthy food, which is not the typical junk food. So I used to eat pastrama strips and I don't know, all kinds of processed food, which today I don't eat, but that's really going hardcore right now, more focusing on health, when back then I was focusing on strength, which you can see in the pictures. There is quite a difference. So this was my diet when it starts, and that's when I'm going to ask you, because you can see that I didn't film myself between, but it was actually those 9 days that I think I lost at least one fat percentage. It sounds weird, right? I think it was perhaps a bit before that, but it actually, those 9 days, because I used to eat a lot of sugar, I was addicted to sugar. I used to eat every day a lot of junk food and sugar, and that's when I stopped. It really helped, and you can see that in third picture as well. That's when all that time I didn't eat any sugars or drank any all the stuff that are unhealthy. Okay, so the next thing is the 29th of September. That's my first after picture. I felt quite good comparing those two. Even though in the first one I'm not flexing my muscle, and the second one I do, yes, there is a big difference. Okay, when I flexed my muscles, if I would have flexed my muscles in the first picture, it would look less better. And the third picture, which was filmed in the 29 to October, is you can see there's a slight difference between the second and the third. Of course, the third was filmed a bit more close to the camera, to the mirror, so it made it look like I grew up somehow. But no, there is a slight improvement, not that much. It's only a month compared to the 3 months that came before, and for 1 month I think that I did achieve a bit better results. And so that was my progression. And somewhere in the next month I got injuries. My injuries, all the injuries that I am suffering, it started with my tennis elbow. I also had a calf injury from blocking a kick with my calf muscle, which is not a smart idea. And of course, overtraining. That's the big deal that I'm going to be talking about you. The whole street workout training that I'm doing is to prevent the overtraining and to prevent those useless injuries. You will get injured eventually if you train hard, but you don't need to get injured in the way that you won't be able to continue training. Injuries and pain is different stuff. Pain is good sometimes. If you use it correctly, pain can be really useful. People who never suffered pain cannot feel relief or success. All people who are successful had pain in some sort of time back in their training or whatever you're doing. It goes way beyond just street workout. So this is the timeline, and that I did before, and thanks to that, and thanks to what I learned afterwards, I built my strength program. So let's go to the next one. It's gonna be the correct street workout, the corrective street workout, basically. We are going to be doing in those 2 months, and I hope you will be joining me. This is what I'm going to do, and the good thing that I'm starting it right now when I'm in a zero position, that you can tell eventually if there is results or not. If there is none, you don't have to follow, but I can guarantee there is going to be some results. Okay? First thing is proper warm-up. I used to skip warm-ups like hell, do like 2 minutes of just warming up and moving my body. Now you need to take some time to pay attention to that. Next thing is proper corrective stretching. Now people tend to skip stretching. I didn't, because I was doing martial arts, but corrective stretching is not just stretching the muscles, it's also stretching them so they will be balanced. Because for me, and I can tell that for most martial artists, I am a martial artist and I've been training a lot of people, and I've been training with a lot of people. People tend to not stretch evenly especially their hamstring and their quads. It happens that the hamstring is really flexible because that's the basic kick, but the quads aren't that much. They're very tight and strong and bulky eventually, which is really bad, because if you consider that most people don't even train their hamstring during doesn't matter if that's street workout or whatever. If it's in the gym, so yeah, you're doing deadlifts, so you're working eventually your hamstring. But I think that corrective stretching will solve so many injuries, just like warm-up. Those two will really help you to prevent injuries that you don't want to, because you can become strong if you skip those. You think you are committed because you're training every day, but if you're not committed to doing those two as well, I'm sorry, you're going to hurt yourself, and eventually you'll lose muscle like I did. You can see those pictures there. The third picture, which I was in October, well, right now I'm half of that, okay? Because I wasn't training that hard, and even though I didn't get fat, I still left with some muscle because I kept eating correctly. So remember those two, those are really important. Now, for the training itself, we're going to do an A and AB workout. Basically, we're doing few muscle groups in one day, then a resting day, and then doing few muscle groups in the other day. Okay, so the reason for that and not doing a full body workout in one day, I used to do that. That's the pictures from before. I did all the workouts 3 times a week without skipping any muscles. And the problem with that your supporting muscles like your forearms and your calves are gonna get hurt, because you're stressing them as twice as you stress the other muscles. Because if you think about it, when you're doing pull-ups, you are activating your forearm muscles. When you're doing push-ups, you are activating your forearms to balance yourself. Eventually, you will overtrain those muscles if you don't give them some rest. Okay, so they are not as weak, or to be more precise, they're not as mainstreamed as your big muscles that you can train them, let's just say, with resting of 4 days at least. The forearms and the calves and all the muscles that are supporting you don't need more than a day or 2 to rest. But of course, if you're training them and focusing on them, they do, but this program is more about the main muscles. You know, just say if you want to focus on calves, go and do it. I'm not going to focus on calves itself and on forearms. Next thing is balance push-pull exercises. So the big problem with street workout or training in general is that people have a tendency to do what they are comfortable with. What that means, let's just say you like to do bench presses, so you'll go ham on that one, but when you're doing your bicep curls, you just can't get it up the amount of weight you're gonna lift. Same thing with body weight. Some people can do 200 push-ups and can only do 3 pull-ups. That's fine. It's that's not balancing it. And the big thing is with your legs. Most people, even I, when I was training, I didn't even do hamstring exercises, hamstring and butt exercises. I only did quads, maybe for one pistol squats. But the thing is to balance all your muscles, that they will be in a good shape, so you won't injure yourself and you will look better. Because people who have imbalanced muscles, like big arms and small chest, or big shoulders and small lats, stuff like that, it's really weird. And the thing is, you don't have to think about it too much. Just do the training I'm going to show you. Next thing, legs included. That's a big thing. People tend to skip legs. They don't want to work legs. They don't want to have big legs. Now, that's not that easy to get big legs, especially in a street workout. But if you think about it this way, you're walking legs, you are getting mass in your legs. It will help you in your upper body because it adds your body weight. Unlike gym lifting stuff, you carry what you have. Therefore, you will stay lean and quite, I can say, slim, not heavy, but you will also develop a good shape, which that's what you want. So legs is a really important part. Not to mention that strengthen your legs, and with legs it also comes to back, lower back. It's really useful and really functional strength to have. Next thing is basic diet rules. I'm going to tell you the exact diet thing that I'm going to be doing. Well, of course you don't have to follow all of them, but as much as you put into it, as much as you get. Okay? That's really it. If you will continue eating your junk food and stuff that you are addicted to, and you won't stop, then eventually you won't achieve the results that you can if you wouldn't. Same thing with overtraining. If you put too much stress on your body will not know how to digest that, and eventually will crash. You don't want that as well. Perfect form, that's the big thing. I already mentioned it. You have to keep perfect form almost in everything. Of course, you can do without perfect form, but when it comes to training on street workout, perfect form will also make it a bit tougher. If you're not using momentum, then you will squeeze your muscles harder and strengthen them more. And also it will solve a lot of injuries that happens from, like for me, doing one arm pull-ups and one arm push-ups not in a perfect form, meaning that I wasn't ready to do them. I got myself injured and got my tennis elbow, which is really suck because it hurts and you can't even hold a glass of water. Okay, so let's go for the next thing. So just like I said, goals is really important, and I'm going to separate the first month goals and the second month goals. Those are really to check my progression and to see if I could figure it out if I can reach those goals or even higher than that. So the first goal is 10 perfect push-ups, basically just doing 10. The main goal is doing 50. I hope I can do more than that. We'll see. We have a month. The second thing is 3 perfect pull-ups. Like I said, I can do 3 perfect pull-ups. The point is doing them without the pain. Just doing them, only stressing your muscles, not stressing your joints. 5 shoulder presses, which is basically a progression towards handstand push-ups. So this one is really good because I have a shoulder injury, so that will really help me. And to recover from my shoulders, elbows, knees and hips pain completely. That's the really main goal in this first month. So right now when I'm sitting here, I'm having a hard difficulty to keep my back straight, and my shoulders really hurts from keeping them back. They should fall down, but I'm keeping them back in order to really maintain a good posture, which is that the next thing. Maintain a strong posture. That's a 1 month goal to really become a man of my posture. Most people tend to forget the posture. They either sit on the chair with their back flat or extending it too much. Both things are bad. Same thing with standing. Full walk with the head down. I'm going to keep a strong posture, which is a tall posture. I'll be making a video about that. And really that's the main goal of the training itself, to keep a good posture. Balanced body is is a balanced posture as well. You can't expect to work one muscle and that the other will strengthen as well. Same thing with posture. You can't expect to work, you have to keep that balance. That's the main thing. Strong posture is the main successful part for training. Now, let's get down to the work itself. A work. This is the first training, right? For this one, we're going to do incline pull-ups, which is leaning with your leg on the floor, with your heels on the floor and your toes pointing up, holding the dip bar, and doing 8 reps of those for 3 sets. Now, I really like this range of exercise because this will really help you build the mass, but not too much so it might damage you. Of course, you can go less and eventually you want to, but right now this is the range I'm going to do. Something with cobras and extensions. I'm going to be showing this exercise as well. I'm going to do 8 reps of those for 3 sets. And reverse cobra extensions, basically instead of picking your back up, you're going to be picking your butt up. Don't worry, you're going to see all those exercises in action. Now, the next thing is bridges, bench versus presses. Bridges is a really good exercise. It simulates the deadlift of the I guess you can say weightlifters do to work their back, all the connections of the bent movement, functional movement. So bench bridges, presses are really good for a beginner. Eventually you want to get to an even difficulter, I guess you can say, stuff, but let's just keep with that now. Next thing is hamstring bridges, basically focusing really on isolating your hamstring and your bottom muscles to really strengthen those as well, because I think that those need way more attention than the quads, because you can really load those. The hamstring is quite hard, for me at least, to overload. Next thing is hips, seated knee raises. Now those will eventually go away. It's because I have a hip injury that made my hip flexors really weak. So when I'm sitting and I'm going to, from a sitting position, a good posture sitting position, to pick my knees up right now is really difficult. So I'm going to be doing this as well. It is good combined with the crunches to eventually get to the leg raises. To the next thing, B workout. First thing is the knee push-ups. I can't do a normal push-up, perfect push-ups, so I'm doing knee push-ups, perfect form, 8 reps for 3 sets. Right now I know that I can't even do that because I was trying back in the time to see if I can do it. I could only do 8 reps for 2 sets, so that's going to be very challenging. Next thing is shoulder knee push-ups. I'm basically using a bench right now to put my knees on and focusing my shoulders. You're going to see how it goes. Next thing is slow rise squats. Basically, that's doing squats with really slow, I think it's called eccentric movement. When you're going down quite slow, but when you go up, you go even slower. Those are for 8 reps for 3 sets. Really good for building up the balance and strength for the pistol squats, which is the real difficult part. Next thing is perfect form flat back crunches. This is the best crunches that I've come across. You can do everywhere. I'm going to show you exactly how you do them. But the big thing is to focus your core muscles, not activating your back or your hips like most people do when they're crunching. So this is the workout rules, things that you need to follow. Now this is how the workout goes. There is an A. In A workout, you're doing the biceps and all the back and lower body, and then there is a rest day, and then there is a workout of B and rest and workout of B. No, they just go out like this, but you have to remember that you have to take it easy if you are feeling sore, meaning if you are fatigued and you've been training hard, which is what you want to do. Getting sore isn't bad, but training sore isn't bad as well. Too much, that's bad. Go when you're sore, train, go to your workout program, continue training, but if it's painful, go a bit easier. Your muscles aren't made of steel. They don't meant to hold that much weight, especially not in a short time. Eventually, you want to become stronger than your soreness. Right now you need to go easy when it comes to soreness. So if your biceps are hurt and it's a pull-up training, then go one level down in your progression when it comes to pull-ups. You know, to still work the muscle, but not as intense as you did last time. Because your real progression is not to do it better than every training, but to get stronger every training. So let's just say you came really hurt or sore from the training, and now it's the next training. I mean, you've been doing A and then rested, and B and then rested, and then A. And from this exercise, your first training still hurts. Then if you will go hard like you did in this one, which is basically probably been too much, if it still hurts after 4 days of rest, then you've been doing too much and you need to rest. Remember, rest is really important, and you need to rest correctly. You can't just rest. And next thing is 15 minutes of warm-up. This is a big part. Training is not the same without warm-up. So many injuries happen to me just from not warming up my joints that properly. Warming up should be 15 minutes at least. Really going slow on your exercises, on the muscles you're going to work on and the muscles you're not going to work on, really to warm up everything, to not accidentally do something you don't want to. And another thing is 10 minutes of cool down. So after the warm-up, after the training itself, you have to spend some time to warm up again eventually, basically, to not let your muscle get, I don't know, just keep them slowly going back to their original state, which is not as difficult, which is not as crazy as the training itself, but you can't just jump back to your normal seated or unactive day-to-day activity. I don't know, just do 10 minutes of a bit stretching and cooling down, moving your joints. I'm going to be covering all of those. I'm going to explain you exactly what I mean by those stuff. Next thing is, this is for diet. Eat when you are hungry. Okay, that's really big thing. If you eat on a scale that people tell you, like eat 6 meals a day, 300 calories every meal, snacks and protein shakes, stuff like that. Nah, I don't think that's the approach. You shouldn't listen to someone who tells you how to eat. You should listen to your body. That's basically it. Eat when you're hungry. If you're training hard, if you're training very hard, then your body will need more food, and he'll tell you, I'm hungry, give me more. If you'll just put a load without listening to your body and eating just like I think, eating 3,500 calories when you're used to eating 2,000, it's not smart at all. So consider that when you're hungry, you should eat, but you shouldn't get too hungry. Basically, fill your needs. Okay, if you'll eat more, you'll either get fat or unhealthy eventually. So remember, eating when you are hungry is a big thing. Don't eat emotionally. That's a big thing. Eat what you need. Don't eat sugars. Don't drink coffee. Don't do stuff that you feel like doing. Eat stuff that you need. You don't want to be addicted. That's a big thing. People think that drinking coffee once a day is not addiction. It is. Yeah, a lot of people drink coffee in the morning. I mean, just do what is right for you, not what you think is right for you. Okay? So right now you're addicted. So if you open the fridge and you see, what should I eat now? Then eventually your emotions will come up and say, oh, I want that cake, I want that coffee. I don't know. Just eat right. You can search online, and I think I'll upload a video about that as well. But eating correctly, even if you don't have a lot of money to spend on it. Okay? You don't have to have lots of money to buy healthy stuff, the most healthiest stuff, organic stuff. Of course, those are the best. But if you don't have the amount of money, or just don't have the amount of time to make the food, you need to go to the shop twice or 3 times a week to buy stuff. I can show you that as well. Next one, keep good posture while training and resting. This is a big goal, a big part, a big rule that you have to follow. If you're doing push-ups and you're keeping an improper positioning of your shoulders or your back, I see that with my friend who is also doing a straight workout with me, and I'm always telling him the way you're doing it will damage your back, but he doesn't care, and because he doesn't like to resist that improper posture habit, and you really need to focus on that. This is a big thing. You can eat emotionally, you can eat not when you're hungry, you can do less cool down, less warm up, go hard when you're sore, and take less than a day of rest between training. But if you keep your bad posture when you're doing the exercise itself and when you're resting, you will hurt yourself. So pay attention to that, and I'm going to be showing exactly what to do, so don't think that I'm going to leave you out there thinking what should I do. Remember this one. Always proper form. That's the thing. Same thing with posture. Always keep the right form of movement to prevent injuries and to achieve results. People think, oh, I'm doing so many push-ups, why don't I have big triceps or chest? Well, if you're doing hundreds of push-ups and just banging those up and using your back to support you more than your chest and triceps, of course you won't achieve results, and you need to put some effort into it. You can't just hope that you'll do 1,000 and nothing will happen. You have to commit to the goal. There's basic rules, you have to follow them, that's it. You don't need more than that. I forgot to add this to here, but you have to also keep 8 hours a day for sleeping. Okay, that's a big thing as well. You have to focus. Every day you'll go to bed, most likely and best in 10:30. That's the best time to go to sleep. If you can go before that, it's even greater. But the real goal is to go at 10:30, and waking up 8 hours afterwards is going to be 6:30. You can sleep even more if you have time and you don't really need to do something at the time, but 8 hours is the minimum. Don't go less than that. Of course your body will be fine, you won't die if you sleep less, but if you can't, for example, if you're in the military or something, somewhere you can sleep, you can go to bed before 10:30, maybe at 10:30, but you should. So go sleep 8 hours. There is a big difference between going to 10:30 to 6:30 than to going from 2 to 10, 2 in the morning to 10 in the 2 before morning and to 10. Basically, listen to what I say, go to sleep. That's about it. And I want to tell you, thank you for listening to me today. I had a real pleasure to show all my stuff to you, and I hope I helped some people, and I'll see you when I'm actually doing the training itself. Make sure to leave a like, rate, and share with your friends who you might want to do straight workout with. I'll be uploading every week a video about straight workout without having any interference with my martial arts videos. I'm going to be uploading as well, and we'll see the results. Come check soon and like my Facebook page, and that's about it for today. Thank you for listening to me. Peace.